Hello everyone, today we're going to be revisiting the most popular and controversial thing that I've ever covered on my YouTube channel, that being the Patrik, Laine, Pierre-Luc Dubois trade. Now before we start, please make sure to join the Hockey Brigade if you are new by subscribing. Now let's get to it. So at this time last year, people were telling me to do horrible things to myself or end my life, and that's because all I said was that I thought Winnipeg won the trade. I might have said it in more dramatic terms, but I do think that we can be civil, we can get a lot of views on this video and keep it fairly civil if we can just handle ourselves. So let's talk about it. What was the trade in the first place? Well, if you remember correctly, the Jets sent Patrik Laine and the Columbus-born Jack Roslovic to the Blue Jackets. Meanwhile, the Blue Jackets sent Pierre-Luc Dubois and a third-round pick north of the border. In that time, we saw Laine and Roslovic have combined for 38 goals and 52 assists for a total of 90 points in 149 combined games played with the Blue Jackets. On the flip side, the Dubois-led Jets have had success, kind of, but he's had 25 goals and 24 assists for a total of 49 points in 78 games played with Winnipeg. So, it's settled then. The Jackets obviously won the trade, right? Well, it's not that easy, and I think, to be honest, I will say the Jets still won the trade, at least for the time being, and before you freak out, let me explain why. When Columbus made this trade, a lot of people thought Laine was going to be the superstar that was going to come in and save the day, make them go to the playoffs consistently, or at least get them in the thick of it, and that has just not been the case, and I don't know what to say about that, but it hasn't worked so well. The Finnish player has struggled with the fifth line in Columbus, scoring only 16 goals in 64 games played with the Blue Jackets, with a shooting percentage of 12.5%, still above league average, but well below his 15.2% with Winnipeg. In fact, if you look at a very simplified stat, that being SPAR, which calculates how much a player provides in terms of standing points above replacement in the standings, Laine has a total SPAR of negative 0.7 over the last 2 years with Columbus, which ranks 59th out of 72 players that have played for the two teams in the past campaign, meaning that things have not gone very well for him. Obviously, you have a lot of players. He played in Winnipeg, and I compared that with, the Jets players and Columbus. He ranks 59th. Not so good. In fact, you could say that Jack has been the best addition for Columbus in the trade, because last year he had such a great season. It was a record-breaking season for him before returning back to what you'd expect from him based off previous seasons with the Jets. As for Dubois, this is why I think that he has been better. Last season was pretty shaky for him, his points, but obviously it was for Laine too, being in Torts' doghouse a bunch, which was a huge problem. But for Laine, or Dubois, he has been able to find his footing back in Canada, and that has been a year after, struggling in that first season. And it's great for him, and it could even get better if he catches a lucky break, because he has a offensive production rate at 3.2 for his total with an expected of 6.8, meaning he's getting pretty good looks, and he's just not being able to get things going or to make things happen, but the opportunities are there. Now, this image that I'll put up here will explain a little bit more about why Dubois has been more effective this season, or how much more he has been effective. And at the end of the day, though, will we say that this trade has been so cut and dry? As of right now, no. I got to say that both players are still very good, and I could see this trade going either way. They do have room to grow. They are young still, but Laine's a guy that he has not done so well in Columbus. We know that he's dealt with a lot, obviously. Last year being in Tortorella's system, that was never going to work. I said that in the video last year. Then he dealt with an oblique injury to start the year. This year, his dad passed away recently. So this season really has been hard for him on and off the ice, which is totally understandable. Will it continue? I don't know, because if he had a third year where he struggled, we couldn't really just say, it's another thing. You can't just keep making, excuses, which is dad passing away. Definitely not an excuse. That is something that is so hard to deal with. Absolutely. But you have to factor in that Dubois is playing better on a better team, more minutes, so we could see why he'd be having more success, which is what I expected. You get better players, you're going to play better, right? That's at least the theory. And that's ultimately why I think Winnipeg's done the most and won the trade for now, because yes, they have had a better opportunity to supply Dubois with good players, and they've only spent $9,682,295 for the center to give them a positive SPAR of 2.3, compared to $18,088,775 to get a combined SPAR of 1. that being between Laine and Roslovic. Again, this is all very simplified, but we can see that Winnipeg has spent less and got more out of the deal. And it seems like Dubois is the only one trending up in the right direction. Jack is, I'm not saying a bad player, but I don't think he'll ever be a top-line center like a lot of people thought last year. They really did seem to jump on that idea really quick. Don't think that's going to happen. And then Laine, while I do think he is, a guy that's better, Dubois seems to be the only one doing well this season. Also, they have that third-round pick, which GM Kevin Cheveldayoff could get more value out of for the deal. Do I think that Laine is still the one that's ultimately a better player in the right system? Absolutely. He's not benefiting from this roster right now. They need better playmakers, and they need to put them around him, or he needs to go somewhere else, and he will definitely get back to where he used to be, I think, if he got into the right environment with the right players. Absolutely think he could score 40 goals again. And at the end of the day, I do want all these players to do well. But as of right now, I had to pick one. And unfortunately for me as a Blue Jackets fan, I do think the Manitoba team has won the trade, which could change soon because both of the big names in the trade, Dubois and Laine, are RFAs after this season, so I have to see what goes on from there. Who do you think won this trade? Let me know down below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you want to like the video, and then if you want to join the Hockey Brigade and see more hockey content, just subscribe to me. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. I hope this is a very civil video. I'm not trying to say that it's, anything bad, but everybody stay safe. Have a great night. You go love hockey, alright? Goodbye, Brigadiers and Brigadettes. This is your captain signing off. Have a great night.